It's mid-November, and can we all agree that 2020 has been an absolute dumpster fire of a year? That's okay, because as we look to 2021, some good things have happened, some bad things have happened. But one of the things that we've always been able to rely on is a little bit of humor and a little bit of satire. Let's go ahead and discuss Truth Tellers 2016 Satire Red Blend. God knows we need it right now. Stay tuned. Hey, this is Scott. You've tuned into the Rookie Wine and Whiskey Enthusiast channel, YouTube's primary channel for discussing all things wine and spirits, specifically whiskey, related here in the Pacific Northwest. I am Scott, and if you do go ahead and you find this channel to be helpful, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. When you do, a little bell icon is going to go ahead and pop up. When you do hit that little bell icon, go ahead and hit the all. That way, not the personalized, but the all. That way, when I do make these videos, you are one of the first notified. So that being said, as I said in my little intro, we're going to go ahead and discuss Truth Tellers 2016 Red Blend Satire. Now, I found Truth Teller this last June. My wife decided to go on a little girls trip with her girlfriend down to Oregon on the Oregon coast. I was feeling lonely. I was feeling depressed. So I said, oh, screw it. I'm going to go ahead and hop in my truck. I'm going to drive all the way to Walla Walla. Now, this is right in the middle of the lockdown. The first lockdown, that is, not the second one, which is what we're all going through right now. So, I was walking up and down Main Street, and right there, I had not noticed these guys before. Apparently, they do have a tasting room in Woodinville, but this is the first time I had noticed them along Main Street. It's called Truth Teller. Now, this is a husband and wife team, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll just read the names right off the back here. Chris and Dawn Liger. Now, they do have quite the sense of humor, and I will say this. You'll see that there's a jester dancing on the front of the label here. Here's how their introduction on their webpage is. I'm going to read it verbatim, that way there's no misunderstanding. We found out our Swiss last name means village idiot. We did a dance, told a joke, and decided it was time to start a winery. When we learned the translation, I may be closer to jester, historically an entertainer to the king who uses humor to tell the truth, we were even more delighted. We honor the concept of truth, the power, and welcome everyone who shares our passion for laughter, stories, quirky humor, pleasurable conversation, and discovering their own truth along the way. And I gotta say this, I did talk to the husband and wife when I was down there. I did enjoy their company, and they have a really unique concept with wines. There's so many winemakers nowadays that are really getting into, I want to be serious, I want to be taken seriously. These guys, they want to be taken seriously, but they want to do it with a little bit of humor as well. So let's go ahead. What is Satire? Satire is a red blend. I'm going to go ahead, and you'll notice I now have my bifocals on. I had to have problems reading up close. This is a red blend from the Yakima Valley. 50% Merlot, 19% Cab Franc, 14% Cabernet Sauvignon, 13% Malbec, and 4% Petit Verdot. Let's go right ahead and do a color on this one right here. I'm going to say, using Wine Folly's little color chart, this is a medium purple. Very little light is coming through this. There's a little bit of light, that's why I'm saying it's medium, but it's still a very purple wine. Let's go ahead and take a nose, shall we? On the nose, I don't even have to put my nose right in this glass. This is a medium plus to an intense wine. I do love an intense wine. All right, on the nose, I'm getting a lot of black cherry, a lot of blackberry. There's almost an herbal note, almost like a rosemary. There's also a little bit of a wood note, a little bit of a cedar. It's almost like cedar. But there is kind of a chocolate-covered raisins note as well. If you've ever had chocolate-covered raisins, you know what I'm talking about. There's also a company called Chucker Cherries here in the state of Washington. They do chocolate-covered cherries as well. I'm also getting kind of that style of note on this. All right, let's go ahead and just take a sip, shall we? Okay. On the palate, this is a medium plus to full-bodied wine. This is a very, and I don't remember it being this aggressive on my palate. The tannins on this are medium plus. The acidity is definitely medium, I'm going to say. I thought it was going to be medium plus, but no, it's more along the line, it's in that gray area between medium and medium plus. There's a little bit of tartness that comes in towards the mid palate, which I'm really finding intriguing. The alcohol on this, I know it's relatively high in alcohol. It's 14.7%. And, you know, on this wine, I'm actually, now as you can see, I like my whiskeys, I like my spirits. I'm actually tasting the alcohol in this. It's almost like the alcohol's not married to the flavors yet. But that, you know, it's not oppressive. So, sweetness, not a very sweet one. I would say this is dry to off dry. There's a little bit of fruit sweetness, but it's not, it's just barely there. The finish on this though, this is definitely a medium plus to long finish. I'm still getting a lot of the fruit notes that I described. I'm getting a lot, right? I'm getting a lot of that Chucker cherry note. The longest note on this, though, is definitely the herbal rosemary note. Wow, that's interesting. I didn't expect that. I don't remember the herbal note being the longest either. Okay, there they are. So the fruit notes on this, definitely black cherry. And I'm talking tart black cherry. There's the acidity right there. But it fades relatively quickly in the middle palate. The blackberry notes there. Yep, there's that chocolate raisin. There's that chocolate cherry note. There's the rosemary. The one thing I'm not getting is I'm not getting that wood note, that cedar note. I'm also not getting any vanillas, which I don't know how long they aged it, and let's see if I can find it here on their, see if they've got anything on the Satire about the number of months it's been aged. No, they do not. So, I don't know where that wood note is coming from, to be honest with you. It's kind of unique. Like I said, it's kind of like a, if you've opened an old cedar chest, that maybe your wife or girlfriend had that was passed down, so the wood's nice and old, but it still has that slight cedar note in it. That's kind of what I'm getting on that. So anyways, boy, I did not expect this wine to be as aggressive as it did. To be honest with you, it kind of threw me off. Everything's there. This thing has got a full body to it. It does have a good amount of acidity to it. It's got a good tannins. The flavors really do mesh except for that alcohol note. That's the one thing that it's sort of separated. I think if you were to get this, this is going to age relatively well in a cellar, maybe another year in the bottle. I've got another bottle of this, I think, in my cellar. I'm going to go ahead and mark down to hold on to this until, say, about midpoint next year, and I'm going to probably revisit it. But for tonight, this is going to go great. I've got a couple of New York steaks my son is searing right now. I think this wine and this winemaker has got something going on. I don't know how long they've been in operation, but I do know they've got their son involved, And he's got his own label too. It's called the Miscreant Project. And they both work out of the same Jester Cellars there, Truth Eller Cellars. But this is their son's label. And this is another wine I think has got a lot of potential. Well, if you guys, let me ask you this. Do you guys want me to go ahead and review the Miscreant Project? This one here is called Unapologetic Mischief. Pun intended. I love the label on this, by the way. Anyways, if you guys want me to review this one as well, let me know that down in the comments down below. If you like this content, please go ahead and hit the like button. And if you think that you have friends that would benefit from this particular wine review, go ahead and share the content as well. And as always, like I said, 2020 is almost over. We have about another 6 weeks left in the year, 6-7 weeks left in the year. And to be honest with you, I cannot wait for this thing to be over. But always, always, always remember, a little satire goes a long way. So anyways, that being said, folks, thank you very much for tuning in. As always, life is too short for either bad wine or bad whiskey. This is a great wine, actually. I think it needs a little aging, but I think there's a lot of potential. Cheers.